Ladies and gentlemen, sit back, put your feet up. It's time for the Other Three Amigos podcast with Declan McCormack, Wayne Mullins and Dan.
Three lads, one podcast.
On this week's episode of the Other Three Amigos podcast, the club aren't actually too commie this week, or so we think. We discuss Keane Coleman's strike as well as my living situation. Dickie says no. We also have the treaty review, the Athlone Preview, as well as the mailbag and finding out if Gary Hunt is under pressure or not. All of this and more on this week's episode of your award finalist, the Other Three Amigos podcast. Lads, vote for us. Shaggin, open up the phone now and hit vote, right? It'll be on our so just do it. Welcome to the Other Three Amigos podcast, season 4, episode 67, episode 243 in total. Your award-winning podcast and your award finalist. Usually I list off a spiel of stuff here, but look, leave the pod right now and just go vote for us in the Football Content Awards. Pause the pod, go do it on the Football Content Awards website. We'll have all the links on our Twitter page, or tag us on the Instagram post. We'll be putting up that in our story the whole time as well. There's a Facebook as well we'll make sure to put up. Just go vote, because voting ends this time next week on the 13th. Or the Sunday next week, whenever the 13th is, then voting ends.
Will we just pause the pod now for 5 minutes and just say nothing for 5 minutes so people can go off?
We'll even do that, yeah, exactly.
Okay, start.
Put
I'll
the
do a timer here.
Alright, now that you've done that, be sure to help us out on Patreon, because we're going to need to get a good hotel for London. I'm thinking the Ritz or something like that.
We need transport, and that's the issue, because it ends at like after midnight and the tube stop. And like, I don't know how to use. Do any of you know how to use an Uber? I don't.
Well, yeah, I'm under the age of 30, like, so yeah, I know how.
So no one here knows. You're supposed to say no. Taxis. So I asked TOTAP, could we get a stretched Hummer for the event? Because you have to do it in style, lads.
Make the toe tappers pay for it.
Absolutely. Sure, there are minions, you know. Let's just go in style. Like, let's go win the
our
award.
heads can fill out the sunroof at the top, you know.
That's true. With our bottles of vodka. Woo-hoo!
We'll go classier than vodka with if we are doing it.
Yeah, I suppose we go for what would we drink actually when we're there? What we're going to have? Martinis and.
I'd be a prosecco now for the occasion that was in it, I'd say.
Would you?
Would our take it in now? Is it a free drink at this, or is it like pay for?
I think you get a few free drinks, but we didn't go for the VIP tables because we didn't want to be too close to the front, because in case we kind of get bored and leave. Like, once we win the award, we'll piss off, like go clubbing or something.
It's just a double date so far. Anyway, it's
so far it's the two of us and our two better halves. So let's like, the plan really is to get there. Maybe go for what do you call that orange juice and champagne they have at weddings?
Mimosa.
So, yeah, have one of them in the mornings. Go for something. Go to the Lego store or something, or look around, and maybe 11 o'clock when the bar is properly open, have a few drinks. We've just met a gig to go to too, which I think is Facebook are doing. So we're doing that too, and then
what's this?
It's the meetup of it's. I don't know. I was just asked, do we want to do it? And I said, yeah, let's do it. Let's meet up. What do you call the word when you're meeting people? What's the word? What's the business word, Declan?
Is it a swindler or something like that?
I wasn't listening.
No, the business word for
might be interesting.
You know, when you go to meetings and stuff, and you go to the Cork tech stuff. What's it called when you're meeting people and talking to them?
There's some form of a shindig, anyway.
Yeah, there's a word for it.
Bullshit.
And then we go to the awards, we win it, we come home.
Dickie, you're not going. Well, we don't know if you're going yet.
Don't know. Still don't know. It's a bit mad. Don't know what's going on. We have to figure it out.
But anyway, please vote for us for this award. The Italian football lads are kicking our ass in the Instagram post. So look, if we can fire back on there. You can vote multiple times as well on the Football Content Awards website.
You do have to change browsers or change your ISP though. It won't work on the same browser.
I've been doing it on my phone the whole time.
I see, it doesn't work for me. I still has the Other Three Amigos. I don't want to clear the cache because it ruins all my passwords and stuff.
Anyway, so some of you out there might be able to. I think we should just talk about this for the hour, trying to convince them to.
We might as well, because the club have been very non-commie, haven't they?
Very non-commie. There's actually nothing to talk about really in Commie Watch, I don't think. But we're still at €520 for Mary Mount. We're at €820 really. Thanks to West Cork Coffee Roasters coming on board with that one with their £300. We're still the proud sponsor of Jack Doherty's Boots. And yeah, give us a follow on Patreon, €5 per month.
Dan,
if you want to
networking, that's the word I was looking for.
You can give us a tenner. Networking. There was another word though, I'm very sure, Wayne, a bit like...
Yeah. Network is probably the lower end of the scale. If you're higher, I'm sure there's another word. But yeah, we're going business networking, podcast networking. Yeah. Sure,
we'll have Fabricio on the pod soon, probably the week after, I'd imagine. Decky, it is now time for...
Sir.
Sorry, is this going to be... Oh, he had it ready to go this time. Under 20s, they lost to Shamrock 2-0. Under 17s didn't have a game for what I can see. Under 15s, they lost to UCD 5-3. And under 14s, they had no game. It's now time to go to Commie Watch.
We go Korea.
커미와 취비드 유미키만 더 얻어 삼어미 포즈 팟캐스트
When we win, do you reckon they'll allow us to have our own custom like walk on stage music?
Definitely use that.
I go the Russian one, surely.
I have a speech written down. Generally, I do.
How have you started it?
Well, it's short but sweet. Like, it's cutting. It's straight to the point. There's no faffing about. Like, so yeah, get your camera ready when we win. So you have to get it recorded.
Is it aimed at somebody?
No.
I feel like you're not lying about the speech, to be honest.
We'll see. Anyway, if we don't win, right, 2:30 in the morning on Leicester Square, I will stand up on the top and I will say it to everybody in the vicinity. Okay, so someone will record it.
There you go. If you want to hear Wayne's speech when we lose, be at Leicester Square at 2:30 in the morning on Friday the 22nd of November. We've nothing to talk about in Commie Watch.
We've not.
I was corrected over the jersey anyway. Apparently, the Felipe thing and the Shawnee Maguire photo are irrelevant to next season's jersey.
So what was Shawnee had in his hand? So
I don't know. Just a random item of clothing,
white,
maybe
green, white, and red jersey. Interesting.
Yeah, it happens. Like,
it does. Sure, look. It's a shame because the idea looks sensational. So I'm kind of a bit gutted if it's not the one.
Guess we'll find out.
How do you know it's not the right one?
I was contacted by a member of the club when
directly.
Am
I the only person who the club just don't talk to? By the way, I'm just wondering at this stage, like
me
only on the pitch and tell.
Yeah, who's going to talk?
They're always talking to you, Decky. We just stop. You fucking Tim Clancy talking to you there during the week again, like.
Stop, baby. Your lies bear no fruit.
I'm only just to clarify, I'm only joking.
I know, yeah. Right to Christ. To clarify that every week.
It's amazing you have to clarify this stuff, isn't it? It's amazing, really.
Yeah.
I got a glance off of Tim Clancy. Sorry, go on there, Decky.
I was just going to say on the record again, in case there's any non-believers, I've never in my life spoken one word to Tim Clancy. Let me just again say that on the record.
Well, I got a glance off of Tim Clancy in Weaver's Park yesterday. I don't think it was a bad glance. I think it was. I just think it was. Oh fuck! This is going to be on the pod Monday now or Wednesday.
he's having a laugh here. He knows. Yeah. Tim plays a good game. He knows by being nice, not nice to us, but by not hammering us, that we'll support him next year if shit hits the fan. Clever man's Tim. I tell you now, he's a clever man.
Which it'll hit the fan at some point or another, probably,
and we will support him.
100%. Lads, that's it for Commie Watch. Like, we're really going to talk about this match. Like,
this is going to be the shortest podcast in history.
I'd say
so. We pretend that our internet goes down or something, just so we can say, "Oh, look, lads, sorry, it was only 20 minutes long. We couldn't do any more."
Yourself downstairs,
that's
delighted.
It's It's where we are, like, to be fair. And the whole season, like, the mailbag is almost empty. As Dan pointed out last week, the number of votes in the MVP is way down. The number of comments on a match night is way down. It's just where we are as a fan base. The thing is over. Like, everybody just wants next season to come around. So we're just kind of playing out this season, and that then is reflected in the podcast because there isn't the material there to work with for the last month or so of the season, you know.
I enjoyed our League of Ireland section last week.
Yeah, where I said Shells would probably still win the league just to hex them. This week I'm going to go for Shamrock Rovers. I think Shamrock Rovers will definitely win the league. It's undoubted.
But
no chance the Shamrock Rovers won't.
Shells and Derry are the only teams who can win the league. It's in their hands, correct?
In their hands. Well,
they played
Derry's
each other last day, but it's in Shell's hands too.
That's going to be some crack on the last day.
Yeah, it could be. It could be the worst 0-0 draw you ever saw as well, Dan. And
this Derry team, like, probably going to do the double now at this stage, like. For that Derry team.
Like, Derry are bottlers too, Dan. Like, for years, they've been the king of bottlers, really, to be honest with you. And what Bows? Like, when are they going to win something again? That's embarrassing, to say the least. I've been a Bows fan.
Which away day are you looking forward to most next year?
Bows away. Can't wait.
Same. Dickie.
Waterford. It's always Waterford. Cracking.
That's because it's family links, isn't
massive city crowd. No, it's because it's a massive city crowd down there. Like, it's always a great away. It's always a great away end in Waterford. Like, it's always hopping, always buzzing, top class stuff.
Jesus, lads, I've nothing to talk about now. We're going to really talk about the 3 United game anyway.
Don't you open the mailbag? Get a bit of spice going.
Yeah, but there's only 4 questions, Wayne. 4 questions in the mailbag.
What?
Normally we have a rake of them.
Was it up on Instagram, was it? All right, you know what? Let me lash some on Instagram too.
Right. I'm going to start in the mailbag here. Killian Guzzling Gummies says, I feel guilty moaning about flags. That poor flag boy was hounded by the security all game. Wouldn't even let him fly the flag when we scored. The club is definitely listening to the podcast, so free the flag. Lads, the club don't listen to the podcast at all. I don't know what
they definitely don't. They don't listen.
Don't.
They're not allowed.
Never read the forum.
No. Nobody
from the club has ever read the forum. It just doesn't happen.
But so what happened, Dan? They after our conversation last week, they've stopped your man waving his flag. Are you serious? Is this actually happened?
Obviously, I don't think he'd lie about it. I mean,
this should be a Commie watch.
Hit the music again there.
That's an absolute. I'm sorry, no, right? I'm sorry, no. But
커미와 취위드 유미키만 더 얻어 삼엄이 꽂을 팟캐스트.
No.
Oh, in the name of Christ, we up for an award? Like, if we win, that's the biggest.
But seriously, like, how can? Somebody's a steward's doing it, right? And they have to be under instruction, all right? So, the fella's waving a flag, and he's been told to take it down on multiple occasions. Like, is this a joke? I get people are annoyed if I'm waving a flag. So if we start saying, oh, your man's standing up, I don't like people standing up, should we get him to fucking sit down? That's actually shocking. I'm sorry, no, that's bullshit. I know people are pissed off at waving flags, and me too, I'm kind of, don't wave the flag when there's a corner, kind of stuff, you know? But without these lads, right, there is no atmosphere. There is none. Because people my age who are doing it, people like Decky and the gap in between, they've all moved on. So you're going to stop these guys waving flags? What's next? Stop them singing certain songs? It's an absolute disgrace. I'm sorry now. I know people go, he's overreacting again. I'm not really, because it's a precedent. That's the word. You're setting a precedent. You can't do that. Wave your flag. I need everyone next week to bring flags and wave them. Everybody. Bring all the flags you have and wave them. Because you can't just stop people waving flags, for sake. Bullshit.
Even when we scored like that, that's.
I hope no it's true. I'm basing this now on one person telling us it happened, so I'm basing it on fact. So if I'm wrong, I do apologise, but I'm guessing it's right. You can't fact check everything. But like stopping, there's no way security do it without the pressure from the club. That's my view on it.
Or else someone
Shocking.
says something and it gets lost in translation. Someone tells security, don't be letting lads wave flags. And then
Here, whose issue is
complete-
that then? If something gets lost in translation, that's the club and the security's issue. It's not the fella waving the flag. Come on, like, you can't do that.
And yeah, to be
Rubbish.
fair, they're the lads then who are the backbone, going to the away days the whole time and things like that.
And they're the future because they're the ones who are influencing the younger generation, like we did. And if you don't influence the younger generation, COVID actually killed majority of the songs we have. A lot of songs we played for 20 years, they're gone because 2 years of COVID killed it. Because the people who were singing before are not singing now, and now we have all these Premier League songs. So you got to influence the next generation. And if you haven't got a generation to influence the next generation, you have nothing. And people won't go to the games.
Garrett F. The Balls Barry says, any news on the rumour that Cahill will be a Celtic player in January? Ask Decky to ask Clancy. Ooh, football friends.
I didn't hear that. Genuinely, it's the first I heard. I was told, all right, there was a scout from a championship club attending all our home games for the rest of the season. That was about 6 weeks ago. That there was a championship club in for him, but he can't go to Celtic in January because he won't be 18 until just before the summer window, isn't it? So I think I'm right in saying he's definitely here till next summer because of his age and the fact that obviously he can't go to England until the summer. But I think it is obviously very much written in the stars that he will be gone in July. And again, he's another player who would go with the best wishes and you know, I don't want to say the blessing because that sounds such shitty stuff like, but you know, he would go with the best wishes of every City fan, like, you know. We love to see our young players go, especially the special talents, and you know, get behind them and hope they do well over there and build a career for themselves. And I'm sure Cahill will do just that.
He was classing Jade Nomad on his Instagram like Benfica Champions League night. It's just something for the lads to look up to as well. Unreal.
Yeah,
Connor
exactly.
says, last year we had a UCD as a 10th place guarantee. Is there any teams we can look at as that for next season? Oh yeah, like, do we have a buffer next season? We're hoping it's going to be Drogheda, like.
It could be Waterford too. You don't have their basket case. They could be challenged for title next year. They could be relegation candidates. You don't know what they're like from year to year. So that's my tip, would be Waterford.
I'd say Keith isn't playing well enough though that they will survive.
Yeah, but they have a history of being basket cases. Like, that's my thought process.
Do you believe in that in the fabric of like a football club, like Tottenham, like Spurs, that just in the fabric of a club, you're just bottlers? Doesn't matter what manager, what players.
I don't think so. I think, like, I do kind of believe in, you know, unlucky grounds, and you see teams go and no matter how good they are and how bad the opposition are, they just lose, like, you know, and it's just, their record at this ground is terrible. I do, for whatever reason, and I don't think there's any logic to it, I do kind of buy into that. I don't think you can buy into a whole club being bottlers year after year after year, because management changes, players change, owners change, everything else. Like, so, yeah, it's very hard to say for 30 years or 40 years clubs are bought. I think it's just to do with.
Look at Bose. 2 semi-finals in the last 3 years, is it? You know, for 4 years, they're like, oh, we're going one place higher, one place higher, one place higher, one place higher, and then gone.
But like, that's football, like, and Bose are a very, very different football club now to the one we grew up watching, Scotch, you know, which are Kevin Hunt and all these guys, like, where they were a really, really tough footballing outfit, like, and they were a tough football club. Like, now they've become a parody of I'm going to say parody themselves. They're not a parody themselves. They're a footballing parody, like, you know. And that's fair enough as well. That's what their fan base wants. It's what they desire. So fair play, leave them at it. Back to the original question, like, I think Waterford isn't a bad shout because for the reason Scotty has laid out. They've gone off the boil massively second half of this season, but because the table is so condensed, they haven't fallen that far, you know. But they're really out of form. I think they're second bottom of the form table, but only Dundalk below them, if I remember correctly. So They haven't been playing well, and but the thing is, nobody this time last year would have said that it would be Dundalk would be the bottom side this year, and we just don't know. Like next year, there's always one that kind of falls out of nowhere, Dan. And like even last year, nobody expected us to be as poor as we were when we finished second bottom, and then we lost the playoff and the rest of it. But like that was a degree of surprise to some people, maybe not to all of us, but. So there will be a surprise package. There will be a surprise struggler next year. It's just a matter of who would it be? Could be Waterford. I don't think it'll be Drogheda. It could be a Bowes. It could even be a Galway. To be honest with you, teams will figure out how to play Galway. And when we saw here when things go wrong for John, they kind of go dramatically wrong, I suppose is one way of putting it. So it will happen some club. The question is which club. And I think Scotty might be right. I think Waterford might be the one showing signs of being the most likely that it would happen to.
Jack Kelleher says Dickie's retention list and signing list. Then he has a little gif that says, do it.
I think it's time.
I'm like, you want my retention list? It has the young players. It has Shawnee. It has Keats. It has Sean Murray. It has Dara Crowley for his versatility. And there isn't many more on it outside of that. Obviously, Greg. Greg. Brad Wade. Lads, I'm not sure about Brad Wade. I know it sounds awful to say, and I know it sounds mad to say. And the reason I say it is, based on the fact that he hasn't been under any consistent pressure at any point in this season. So we haven't had a game where he's had to make 4 saves in 10 minutes. Do you know what I mean? Where he's been continually under the cosh. And it's not that I shouldn't say I question him. It's just I'd like to see that scenario, and I'd like to have seen him in that kind of a scenario a few times this year so that we could get an idea as how he deals with it. Because next year, there will be plenty of games where we're in those scenarios and it will be new to him, or will be new to us seeing him in that scenario, and I just, as I said, it's nothing against Brad. I would just love to have seen him in that scenario so that we could be confident going into next season that he's able to deal with that 3, 4, 5 saves in short periods of time, or number of balls coming into the box, and consistent crosses and an ability to come and take them and that. But we haven't at any stage of the season been under any amount of consistent pressure in any game, and I just think it would have been better if we had been, and we would have had a better idea of how he would cope in those scenarios, if that makes sense.
Wayne, I think he'll be I'm confident he'll be fantastic next season. Every time he's been put under a small bit of pressure this season, I know he hasn't been put under big pressure, as Decky was saying, but I think he's done very well.
Yeah, look at the stats here. He's had 1.8 saves per game, which is quite, I think, he might be getting too many shots on, but it's 81% of saves per game, which is still quite good, I think. I know the reason I think he's above average, I would say, a good keeper, is because whenever his concentration is immense. I think his concentration, he could be sitting there for 20 minutes, something happening, and then a shot comes in, he saves it. And that's something our keepers didn't have for a while. I don't even think Harrington had it. He was a good keeper, but he wasn't. I think it's very important for a goalkeeper. His passing ranges seems to be 89%, which is quite good too. It's high. It's higher than the City average. And I know a lot of them is probably short passes to the back four, but still, it's impressive. 19 clean sheets. I don't know. I think he deserves a shot anyway. Whether he wants it,
absolutely.
That's another story.
Oh, no, absolutely, he deserves a shot. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying, when you look at the overall context, I would love to have seen 4 or 5 games where he was under some form of consistent pressure, and maybe in a 20 or 30 minute period, just that we would be completely confident going into next season that he can deal with that. But I think undoubtedly he'll be our number one if he stays around, which I presume he will.
I think a backup is very important. Experienced backup in their 30s, just in case something goes wrong, he can go in. He's experienced enough to kind of get on the pitch and do the job, you know?
I mean, Jesus Christ. How many goalkeepers did we have last year? Number Toby, was Oluwayemi. First game of the season, Boaz shat himself.
None of the keepers were good. Even Tiernan Brooks, who was in the under-21 squad, he wasn't that good. Like, he was good.
He's a starter in the under-21 squad, wasn't he?
For us, I don't think he was spectacular, really. And that's my worst fear is we get some under-21 fella from England in as a backup or challenging him. We just need some 34, 35, 36-year-old. We really do. Where you get him, I don't know. Like, I don't know where to get him from. That's what...
He's probably not getting it from England because he's probably going to have family and kids and everything over there, so... Be a tough one, like.
Yeah, that's the thing, like. Maybe we have to get a loan in. Maybe we've no choice, but...
All right, it's now time to talk about the... Go on, Decky.
I was just going to say, like, squad is going to be absolutely vital next year. Very, very important. It's not just about 11, it's not about 14. Like, there has to be a squad, and the backup players have to be a much higher caliber than what the backup players last year were. Obviously, the starting players have to be a much higher caliber as well, but those squad players and those backup players have to be a much higher caliber than the squad we had last year. And look, we all know the mistakes that were made in recruitment last year, and we all just presume that they won't be repeated. But any football club in the world, not just in the League of Ireland, it's defined by your recruitment. It's the one area that you have to get the majority of your decisions correct. Last year we didn't. This year we have to. It's just beyond vital. Like, it's all about recruitment.
Did I ask this question even last week? See, I'm running out of questions now as well. Are you still who you bringing in next season? I feel like I even did. It's Groundhog Day on this pod, to be honest, at this stage.
It is Groundhog Day. Yeah, I'll give you the same answer I did last week. Douglas James Taylor. Drada. Not changing my mind.
Who was the villain again, actually, you said last your footballing villain? Heaney, wasn't it? His family were sat in front of me at the Drugs Wexford game. I should have told him.
Did you tell him?
No, of course I didn't. His sister there, about 10 years of age. Like, Jackie thinks your brother's a bollocks. Yeah.
I never said that. I just said he was on my list of footballing villains. I never used any language or wording to describe him. That's all I said. Like the night of that game against the crowd from Luxembourg, that Shep missed the penalty in Turner's Cross.
Progress
Niederkorn, and his family were sitting in the seats in front of us. And my face was puce red from biting my tongue because I couldn't open my mouth. Like, I wouldn't when I knew who they were. Like, but my good God, I just wanted to... I did ask his brother if they wanted to buy a couple of nights in Glasgow, which he thought was funny. But yeah, it was an interesting 90 minutes for Decky that night in particular.
Wayne, are you working on some sort of files or something?
No, I'm doing the stats for the Treaty game.
Jesus, fair play to you. We're moving on to that one next anyway. It's City 1, Treaty 1. Treaty get the goal after 2 minutes.
I haven't finished yet. Keep talking.
But I'll go to Decky here first.
Stop yawning, Decky. Stop yawning.
He's low on his blood sugar.
Go get some fucking...
Go
get some lube or whatever you use.
I'm having dinner. I'm just tired. I'm not sleeping at all. Worried about next season.
Ed Key and Coleman ties the game. People are saying it's like a worldly and a puss. Like, I know they're being ironic when they say pusscast, but I don't think it was as good of a shot as people are making out. Decky,
it was, Dan. Come on.
I don't think so.
Dan. Why do you hate
Not to take the joy out of it. He's taller than me.
Isn't everybody?
How tall are you, Dan, actually? How tall are you?
I'm claiming 5'11". 5'11".
Right, I'm 5'11 and a half. I claimed a half. Mm-hmm. If I were my shoes, I'm 6 foot, so it's good.
Yeah, I'd make the 6 foot now with the shoes, but you're never measured with the shoes, like, so... Stuck to 5'11". On the date naps now, it was 6 foot, like.
But, so how did those apps go, Dan? Let's get into your love life.
No, we're not talking about dating apps, lads. Come on.
Absolutely are. I know people like Eric and they're from the forum. They don't like this, but I think it's fantastic. Let's learn more. Actually, Dan, you had a piece to put into here this week, and you said you wouldn't tell us until the pod.
I said I was going to shock you, actually. We live, myself and the girlfriend, we live with each other.
What the fuck? Since when? Did she move into your place?
Yeah, that's how we met.
That's how you met.
That's how we met. She moved in.
She moved. That's why she's always downstairs. She
That's
lives in a fucking house.
Gee, this is blowing my fucking mind. So, like, okay, hang on. Do you share rooms, or are you like in different rooms, and now suddenly you move it? Like,
Well,
why are your flags still on the wall, Dan? In all fairness, like,
she said nothing about the flags.
that's a worry. That's actually a worry, Dan. It's like saying I'm fine. I'm fine means I'm not fine at all whatsoever, Daniel.
She didn't say that. She just never said anything about them.
So, which room do you? I don't even want to know.
Yeah, but
It's my room. It's a double. The double bed here. So,
to be fair, that King Coleman goal fucking cracker, lads. Great strike.
So, is she in the same room as you, or are you separate rooms? Like, she moved into a different room, obviously. Yeah.
Decky's hating his life here. No, it was the same room basically. Well, obviously she moved into a different room.
I was just going to ask.
Could she not?
I can see you writing.
Could she not sublet that room? No.
Probably.
Well, no, if you get in a fight, like they want to.
Yeah, true. Actually,
you don't want to do that, Dan. Jesus. So I was picturing you writing in the Ladford going, room sharing available. Must be female. Teacher, 25 or female from Mayo. Oh God, that's magic. So how many in the house now? 3 of you?
One's an actor, so he's basically never here. So we've been in the house and around the last month.
So how long has she been living there?
Mid-August.
Jeez, you're a fast mover, Dan.
Tell ya.
That's Jesus. That goes wrong. You're screwed. Like,
it's a risk I'm willing to take. Like,
Jesus,
it's way more screwed when it goes right.
Well, it'll be a case of last in, first out. Like, if that ever does go wrong, I'd say so.
Isn't it always? But come here, lads. What about that Keane Coleman goal? What about that Keane Coleman goal? Great goal, wasn't it?
I thought it was fantastic. Yeah,
it was alright. Like,
shot. Yeah. Anybody see the treaty goal?
I don't remember, to be honest, John. I'm picturing his dad's house. I can't get it out of my head.
It's because you never saw it. It wasn't shown.
Oh yes. I saw the replay of it actually, and you see the ball going. Yeah, I remember that.
One of these evens now, I'll surprise you, and we'll get her on the pod if we win at the Football Content Awards.
Oh,
the lads in the forum absolutely
last part of the year. Last part of the year we need to do it.
Yeah, if we win,
but
top three.
But it was just because the stream wasn't working that you couldn't see it. Like, and I don't think that's. I think that's right.
We're doing a Patreon episode of this.
I don't understand.
Here we given them absolute sweet F all the last 3-4 months.
Yeah, I know. We'll do this. So we'll do this. We'll do it. I won't mention her name. Dan and X. We call her X. Okay.
You might as well. It's Nicole. So there you go.
There we go.
So,
yeah. What did Nicole think of Keane Coleman's goal?
Will I go down and ask her?
Tell her, come on.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
No.
We need to get to the bottom of the non-working stream. I think that's the most important thing, though, and why nobody has seen this goal from.
Come on, Declan. Someone's obviously ghost goal. Yeah. Tell us about it, Declan. What happened? Let's go step by step. What happened?
I can't tell you about it because we didn't see it. They were showing a replay.
Surely someone in the club was on to you this week.
Comes back and the ball's in the net, and it's like, well, why can't we just go back and show a replay of the goal? And it looks like there's nobody recording. If a replay is being shown, then the cameras aren't recording for some reason, and they couldn't go down. And there's no footage of this goal, and it could have been a cracker. It seems like it was a cracker. 20 yards, was it? 25 yards? I think it's I'm quite upset about the whole thing, to be honest with you. Lee Devitt deserves his moment of fame.
This should have been Commie watch again, Decky, like.
Well, it's match watch, like.
Press the fucking button, will you?
You know? Okay.
커미와 취위드 뮤직키만 더 얻어 삼엄이 꽂을 팟캐스트.
Thing is, I don't know if people noticed or not, but the Trinity United goal wasn't shown on the stream. It looks like because they were showing a replay of something that had happened previous, that the stream missed the goal, and there's no footage of Leeds.
That's right. I was wondering why I didn't see the goal.
It's quite unfair.
I assumed it was off Phil and Vodka or something.
Here, who's the buck on commentary?
No, that was
Alan.
Yeah, the lads were up at the radio awards up in Dublin that night.
I didn't catch his name because I was late. Yeah, I was late. There was carnage on the trains. So the whole country came to a standstill, so I didn't get home until about 20 to 8. So I missed the first few minutes of the game. Cork train broke down in Portlaoise, and the whole country came to a standstill. Whole rail network just fell apart. Was it
your man's fault
Limerick
again,
Junction
is it?
I tell you this, I was in Limerick Junction for over 2 hours waiting for a train, like. Not a happy.
Why don't they actually? Yeah. Why don't they actually have the track going to Limerick instead of Limerick Junction? I don't understand that. Why does Limerick Junction even exist?
So you can change. So you can change trains. Like Limerick Junction's in Tipperary, like, and you change trains, and obviously you get the train into Limerick then, or you can change for Galway. Or it's a handy spot for changing trains. I know nothing about trains, like, but there was a lad there on Twitter. The Mallow rail station employee of the month was telling me all this stuff, like. On Twitter. Anyway, back to the game. Don't know who was in the commentary, Dan.
You think after how long are we banging on with this? 4 years they'd have fixed the broadband, and they still haven't fixed it. And it seems to me
here they listen about the flags, but they won't listen to that.
No one's making an effort. Like, just hire someone who's qualified to do it and fix it. It's really not that difficult, really.
It's the yeah. I don't know.
When you'd help,
they only need a tenant, like.
That wouldn't be my area, but I know people who could help. No problem.
There you go. Now, someone from the club might be contacting you about the Wi-Fi.
Someone from the club will. It didn't contact me last week. They'll never contact me then. I've seen the only person in Cork.
Congratulations for winning.
Who complained on Twitter who wasn't contacted. So anyway, it was a little test and it worked.
What was this test?
Can't. I've been muzzled, Dan. I've been muzzled.
Hit the commie thing again. Hit the commie button again. there was a bit more on Commie Watch this week than we actually realised.
There's a lot about Commie Watch that we can't talk about, Dan. Trust me. It's the end of the season now. We're trying to. Genuinely, we're trying to be pro club, or at least not negative, because there's no need to be negative about the multiple things. I have a list here in front of me that has happened this week. But anyway, look. Just be positive.
Oh, come here. Commie Watch. We forgot about it. Aren't all the volunteers invited?
커미 와치 위드 유미키만 더 얻어 사모미 꽂을 팟캐스트.
Do you see all the volunteers were invited to a special celebration night in the Bodega after the Wexford game?
Wristbands only.
Well, not all the volunteers. The majority of volunteers. Some volunteers haven't been invited, but that's not hitting. That's neither here nor there. But it's interesting. Fair play. It's good to give the volunteers that night out.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
Night. Presume it's going to be a free night, and all the players and Tim and all. Great chance for photographs and bit of interaction with the playing staff and things like that, and fair play to Dermot for doing the free bar for the night for all the volunteers and the rest of it. It's
absolutely,
it's great news, and it's absolutely massively to be admired. And
it is
great gesture from the club.
Like, I think not that they weren't valued. I think they were, but it was kind of the whole stick of we own the club was used not against volunteers, but to kind of keep them sweet. Whereas now it's harder to get the volunteers. So actually, yeah, fair play to the club for putting it on because. Do you know it's thanking them and it's making them feel important. I think it's vital going forward because I think a lesson was learned really when a lot of the volunteers kind of not disappeared but kind of said, you know what, we're not needed anymore. You need to show love, and they're showing love. So fair play. Agree, yeah, completely.
Are we having a TOTAP night this year? We had no Christmas do last year.
There's a pub on. I was in there about 2 weeks ago on Oliver Plunkett Street down by the Brogue. Can't think of the name. It used to be the Grattan. Not anymore. Anyway, it was good fun.
Conway's Yard, is it?
Couldn't tell you, Dan. But we should go there. We should have a night, right? We pick a night and we just go and everyone's invited. What do you think?
wristbands only. You don't want certain people like.
No,
you
everyone's.
know,
We're not going to book it. We're just going to go to a pub and say we're all going here. Join us or don't join us. It's up to you. And I guarantee a few will, and a few won't. But who cares?
So what are you doing, Wayne? You're kind of doing a meet and greet with Wayne, is it? Come into the pub and you can meet me and have a drink with me.
Here, look, Decky, if that's how we fill the place, let's do it. Let's hear.
This is more Wayne Lineker now than Wayne Mullins, to be honest with you. But look, I quite like where you're going.
I might do a dance for you. You never know.
Drinks with Scotty. What a night out. What a night that'll be.
We have to kill him as well by the end of the season, right? He's a troublemaker and he doesn't exist anymore. So he will be dying at the end of this podcast year.
Who will?
Scotty. Gone.
Stop. Scotty's around with 30 years. Can't take Scotty out of the equation.
He's gone. Like, he's a troublemaker. I don't want to be associated with him anymore. He's too much of a troublemaker.
You changed, man. You changed.
Here, positive.
Who got you?
What's this about?
Who got you? Who got you? I want to know. Who got you? What have they promised you?
Look, I'm not saying anything, but I got a good few golf lessons up in the K Club recently. That's all I'm saying. You know?
Actually, did you use your walk-on music?
Or did you? Why can't we
that was
be
mental.
friends?
Looking back at it, that was mental. Like, and the email we got
it
about
was
having
more
listened to
mental.
your pod.
They bought into it, or some people bought into it.
Yeah, exactly. We don't think it's appropriate that you like. I mean, how could you listen to that and think it was in any way serious? Like, you know, we're only going to take three clubs. We're going to have walk-on music. I mean, it's mental.
Three clubs.
Jesus Christ. Stories we could tell.
I personally, we've taught the club a lot of things in the last 2 years. I think we should be thanked for it and invited to this event. Free drink for everyone.
Oh God!
We'll be in Rising Suns Brewery across the way, glaring in at them. Treaty United, Jackie. Anyone impressed you from this game besides Keane Coleman?
Not really, to be honest with you. I mean, it's the fourth time now we've played Treaty and we failed to beat them any of the 4 times. Like, fair play to Treaty United, but like I was thinking after the game, and I was thinking on Saturday, like, are we stupid to ignore what we're seeing in front of us? Like, everybody, and we're all at it, and we're just like, season's over, we've been promoted, you know, we're just looking forward to next season. But there are these really, really, at best, average performances, at worst, poor performances, and they're happening in front of us, and they're now happening week after week. And I'm just starting to think, like, are we mad to completely ignore what we're seeing and just go with the whole, we'll be grand next season? Because I'm starting to think that you have to take notice of what you're seeing, and you have to start thinking about what you're seeing, and maybe there's a bit more shopping needed to be done than people first thought. And I still see, and I don't know if people tongue-in-cheek or what, they're on the forum today, and I know some of it is tongue-in-cheek about challenging for Europe and all this care for, like, I mean, I just can't, like, I can't see it. I hope I'm wrong. I genuinely hope they do. But as I said earlier, it all comes down to recruitment. And if we're challenging for Europe, or if the ambition or the purpose of next season is to challenge for Europe, I think you have to say goodbye to 3/4 of that squad. You know, I don't, like, that's just the way I would see it. And I think we need to start taking notice as well of these performances, because they're slack and they're off and they're poor, and it would be mental of us not to start taking that into our considerations for about what happens next year.
Wayne, care to respond?
Yeah, Decky's right, I think. Like, I know a lot of clubs take the foot off the gas, and I get that. It's natural. If we were like unbeaten this season, I think we'd see a different team. I think they'd have something to play for. We've nothing to play for. And I think he's kind of not, I hate the word weeding out, but it's, what is the word? The players he doesn't need. And I think if we can get more investment in the club, we can go forward. Do you know? Have the Thunder gods looking down on us, like, and get a few more players in. And I want to aim for Europe. Why not, like? What you said last week, aim for the moon and get the stars. Aim for the stars to get to the moon. One of them, whatever it was.
End up amongst the stars.
Amongst the stars, exactly. Do you know? Pick a big bright one and go for it. The Roman
Hopefully
equivalent of Jupiter is looking down on us.
Here, is there anything else to be said for saying another mess about this treaty game? Wayne, what were your general thoughts on it? Did you really care?
No, I do. Of course I care watching them. It was the Jason Shanahan derby. It's the last one for a while, I'd say. So,
hopefully, Jesus.
Hopefully Dundalk have to put up with this for a while.
Unless, batter him in a FA Cup game next year.
Yeah. It's not sad to lead this league. I tell you, I can't wait. It's just depressing. And the thought of playing bows and shells, and it's nice, It's nice to kind of get crowds back and get the people going and, crack on. Was it a good game? Not really. Did I enjoy the goal? I thought it was a fantastic goal. It was a superb finish. No matter what way you look at it. Probably our goal of the season, I would say.
Yeah, fair shot.
I was going to say no, but I can't think of another goal, to be honest. Right, is that the treaty game done, Dickie? You want to say anything else before we wrap up and move on for half time?
Just one more point about next season and the Premier Division and the way it is at the moment. The ceiling might not be as high as it was previously, but the floor has definitely risen, and the floor is definitely higher. And the teams down the bottom are better, and are actually much better than they were last season or the last 2 or 3 seasons. And that's why the league is so condensed and why the top teams have so few points. And the league's going to be won this year with probably 60 points, which will be the lowest point total in 25, 30 years, whatever it is. That's because the bottom teams have gotten better and have made up ground. And as I said, recruitment. We just need to make sure our recruitment is right, because the floor is much higher while the ceiling obviously isn't as high.
Right.
The floor is higher, but the ceiling isn't as high. Okay, just takes a second. Yeah, got it. Okay.
I know exactly what it's that about.
I get it now. I took a minute to kind of...
The floor and the ceiling, they're getting nearer to each other. Go on anyway.
Yeah.
That concludes the first half, TOTAPper. Go vote for us anyway, first of all. Be sure to vote. Vote again.
Vote TOTAP.com.
Oh, that's a handy old link there now. VoteTOTAP.com. Go to Best Podcast, and under the International section, you'll see a little arrow down. The other Three Amigos podcast. Because we're getting our ass kicked by the old Italian podcasts and Jury Casts and Malaga.
Third place is still a win, Dan. Third place is still a win.
Here, it's a win for us being there. So look,
yeah, absolutely,
we'll take that. But it would be nice to push on. Come back to us in the second half, where we'll have the Athlone Preview, if I remember to call it out. We'll find out if Gary Hunt is under pressure. Might be twisting the tail this week. I was going to say mailbag, and then we'll end the pod, I guess. We might find out. Wayne, who do we have in for here for the...
Noel Mooney.
Go? Noel Mooney. We'll go to Noel Mooney. We'll
see.
Mooney.
Hey, toe tapper! As you know, everything is increasing in price. Extra small clothes, anger management classes, raw liver is the same price as gold. And kids' sweets used to have 20 per pack and now only have 5 in each one. And Jack Doherty is on course to score 100 goals. And he's going to bleed us dry. We need you to help the gang by joining our Patreon for exclusive pods, news and much more. For a £5 a month, you can ensure that Wayne doesn't smash up his laptop, that Dan has really small clothes, Eileen is satisfied, and Declan gets lots and lots of jellies. Head to patreon.com/TOTAP to support the cause.
Welcome back to part 2, TOTAPper. It is now time to find out if Gary Hunt is under pressure.
No, before you do that, there's a button here, and I'm looking at it for the last 10 minutes, right? I know I've decided I want to press it, right? And it's labeled Mr. Big Stuff, and I don't know what it is or what it's.
That's for the golf walk-on music. That was for me for the golf walk-on music.
Was it?
Play it away there. Yeah. Play it.
I want to press it and see what it is.
The big stuff. Who do you think you are? Mr. Big Stuff.
So this was your walk-on music for the golf. Genuinely, is that what that is?
The Shreen called it out as that, yeah.
Man, how's that still sitting there 2 years later? Like,
That's only about a year and
No, I'm
2-3 months later.
still a long
it
time
that
to
long
be sitting
ago?
on the soundboard looking up at me. There's another one here. I think I played this last song. Hate Scotty. Okay.
That's also the Golf Walk On.
Right,
yeah.
I'm not going to start. Yeah, I'm not going to start pressing random buttons now because I don't think people liked that the last time we did it. So no, look, I'm happy now. I pressed it and I now know what it was. So
I have no idea the score.
beat Kerry
Full
2-1.
time at home.
You've ruined it.
Abbott with 2. Scored in the 8th minute penalty. He's Gary Hunt under pressure. He still is. I mean, he actually went up a place to the table, fair play. But he's only overtaken Treaty, like.
2-year deal, lads.
Jesus, I can't wait.
Yeah.
They know I bump into him again, like.
Did someone mention the Waterford women's job, or did I dream that?
No, it has been said. Yeah, it was said on Last Damas. Eileen has been saying it the last 6 months to watch Gary Hunt for the Waterford women's job. We all thought it would go to Jess, but Jess, because it's a full-time gig, the Waterford women's job is a full-time gig next year. Jess can't commit to a full-time or doesn't want to commit to a full-time position. So they did advertise it, and yeah, Gary Hunt's name would be one of those names that people would be watching in connection with that job.
Interesting.
His grounding is in women's football and in women's football in Waterford. Like, he would be very.
You'd have
very
to get Dan
well
on
up
to Last Damas next season for Is He Under Pressure?
Yeah. Will be the first crossover between the pods. Like, you know.
What are we going on to here? An Athlone Preview.
Do we not do one word?
Oh, shh.
Come on, Dan. Back it up.
This is definitely the most disorganized podcast in 4 years. Without doubt, like.
I think it's quite fun.
Love it.
I think it's quite funny.
Right, do you have the MVP theme music there, Dickie?
You want MVP? I thought you were doing one word. That's why I was.
We'll go to that now second. We'll spice it up a bit first.
You can never find stuff when you want that. Like, okay, here we go.
The most prestigious award in world football. It's the other three amigos MVP.
Keane Coleman wins with 55% of the vote. In second place was Brad Wade, 18%. Majestic Dyke Steele in third, 14%. And Matthew Kiernan in fourth with 13% of the vote. We now go to your one-word answer.
Good save, Dan.
That Commie account, the guy with the...
Did you see the tweet last week?
I did. I copped it now before he deleted it. But
Yeah.
the guy I called a parody account once and he nearly killed me for it. But anyway, he was looking well now with the old Russian yoke in his head and the city jacket. He says flaccid. Duncan Noonan says promotion. Kevin Cronin says lecherous. Tony Tobin says screamer. David Crowley says moist. Jason Shanahan, the Jason Shanahan of the Jason Shanahan Derby, says entertaining. Scott Buckley says captain. Donnock says 77. It's obviously the minute Keane Coleman scored the goal. Billy Dorney says galling. Yes, it is one word in brackets. Richie says wank. Sean says moist. Billy Crowley says stalemates. Jonathan Knockman
Dan, stop.
says meh.
Dan, stop. Stop. Read out the last three together. Like back. Just the three words together. Go.
Wank,
Starting with
wank,
Billy's
moist.
and then the next two. No. Start with Billy's. Billy's, next one.
Galling, wank, moist.
There you go.
Oh, God.
I'm a child.
Yeah, sure, we all are. Speaking of being a child, right? I'm looking up here. We could get Russian military Soviet Union hats for £15, and they'd be delivered before the last home game of the season. Should we get a break?
Could you get it customized?
What are they called? They're called the ear flaps.
Could you imagine?
Chopper hat. That's what they're called.
Could you imagine poor Mark Scanlon, the League of Ireland director, looking up as he sees me coming across the stand looking for him with the big Russian hat in me head. Ear flaps out there. Scanlon, I want to talk to you.
Jonathan Knoxon says meh. Joe Langford says not good enough for Premier Division. Killian says Wanda Williams. Thomas says toilet. Did something happen in the Jacks here? Because one person said letters and someone's after here saying toilet. Roy O'Sullivan says wet.
The Jacks in the Curra Road stand was closed, wasn't it, for the game?
That's the one we built this year. Redesigned.
But yeah.
Mad.
There was one at the as I said, I couldn't make the game because I was stuck in Limerick Station or Limerick Junction. But there was one of the toilet blocks closed. I think it was the one in the Curra Road stand. So it was only the one in the Donny Ford open, which is strange. I guess that's what people are on about.
Brian says bang. Topper says pneumonia. Probably Fergus says listless. Ian Crowley says kryptonite. Anthony Falvey says rain. Garrett F the balls. Barry says wankathon. Stephen says strike. Connor says super keeper. And Kieran Hess says Limerick ? Dickie, did you have a favourite?
Kryptonite. Treaty have been our kryptonite this year. Like we played them 4 times, 4 draws, 3-1 alls, and a 0-0. It's like I saw somebody post somewhere. It must have been on the forums. Like, do you really deserve to play Premier Division football if you can't beat Treaty United once in 4 games?
Fair point.
Well, we also left out the statistics for the match, but anyway, look.
Era. Does anyone really care? Like,
unbelievable. How can we go to an award ceremony and we can't even get a game right? 4 times we made mistakes. Anyway. Nobody gives a shit anymore.
Duncan Noonan had his match report out. We did publish it this time around, so fair play to him. He's done great work on the
yes.
I don't want to say written side of TOTAP, so thanks for him, Donica.
Outstanding.
The Athlone,
fair play to him.
The Athlone the Athlone preview. This is going to be like the Chinese thing again. It's like just the way you said it rather than it actually being funny. The Athlone preview. I think it's at home. Did you ever see the funny side to the Chinese thing?
Did you say I think we're at home? Did you actually just say that?
We're away.
Of course we're away. Dan.
What do you mean, of course we're away?
We were home last week or home at the end of the season.
But sure, that doesn't mean...
This is what happens when you move in with someone, Dan. You lose all perception of reality, you know?
Right, we're away anyway, apparently, at Athlone. This Friday.
We got to win it, like.
Here. We said that probably about the treaty one, like.
I know, but I think away there's less pressure, no fans. I think Dickie's going to say this. I think we're going to batter them.
That someone's due a battering.
I think they are.
This season.
Probably start with Keane Murphy up front and bring on 2 lads after and go 4-3-3. Majestic Dyke sealed to score a hat-trick.
Are you going battering anyone with Keane Murphy up top when?
Harry, I'm not a Keane Murphy hater. I think he's got a place in the squad. I think he's a different option. I'm going to say it, okay? I'm keeping him next season.
Stop. Come on. Let's keep some sense of reality around the place. No. Genuinely, like, I don't want to pick on players, and but like,
Wait, I'm in love, Wayne. What's your excuse?
Semblance of reality, like.
I just knew he'd go absolute ballistic. No, I would keep him as a different option. He'll be cheap, cheerful, and 10 minutes to go, 1 down to Rovers. Keane Murphy comes on, back in the net. Fist pump Murphy.
I'll just let you sit in that there for a second.
It's not that bad, lads. It's just an option. There's no wrong having a fella on 2 or 3 a week as an option.
But you were on about getting into Europe.
But you still need a different option. All we have right now is Keating McGuire. We're not going to get another top class striker to sign for us. It's not going to happen because a guy who's going to bang in 10, 15 goals is not going to sign for us knowing Keating and Maguire is there, right? Done and dusted. You ain't going to get a fella down from Dublin. You might get a loanee young fella from the UK. What are the options? Cian Murphy is a logical option to have as a backup. We need 4 strikers, right? We need 4. 5 if we go 4-4-2. We won't go 2 up front, but we need 4. You're going to have him, Cian Murphy, and you'll have maybe Harvey Skeeters. Is he good enough? I don't know.
Decky respond to that there.
Who do you get as a backup striker? Who do you get in? Who?
I'm just going to wake in the middle of the night going, no. Like, this is ridiculous.
But who do you get in?
This is genuinely ridiculous. Like,
do you see my logic and my reasoning?
No, I don't see your logic. I don't. Genuinely, I don't.
You're not going to get a top class.
And
no, I'm being serious now.
And you're getting me going and whatnot. Like, but like, no. Like,
you're not going to get a top class striker to come in behind Murphy or Keating Maguire. Murphy's he's living in the area. Not cheap as chips, you don't want to say that, but like he's cheaper option, different option, leave him there. You've Josh Fitzpatrick was more of a winger. You're not going to get another good striker in unless they're 19 from the UK, like, and can't do that in the Premier Division anymore. We tried that so many times. Getting these UK fella lads over. Didn't work. Cian Murphy's an option.
Decky, the floor is yours.
No, I'm not, because it'll just go down badly and it will come across badly. Look, just no, like, that's it, like, just no. I'm sorry, like, but no. Not no. Like, I don't know what else to say, like, just like no.
My point is, I get that, right? I understand, and everyone's going to slate me for saying it, but who or where or what? No, I won't even say who. We can't tell. What class of striker can you get in instead?
There's 70,000 million strikers around the world. Like,
yeah, but we've tried it. It hasn't ever worked.
Just go find one.
We've tried
Douglas
it. It's never
James
worked.
Taylor, I've already said 2 weeks running is above a Drogheda. He can also play
he's going to come down to be
right.
third. He come down to be third try striker.
But he can play wide right. He can start wide right. Third try striker next year will get plenty of game time. I guarantee you will get plenty of game time. And I'm sorry, and God forgive me, like, I genuinely, Cian Murphy is probably a lovely lad, and he's probably sound as a pound, and he's never done any harm, and he's been, he gives his all and all that, but we just need better quality. We need more quality. And you can't,
I get that.
And if we go down this road, we're just going to be in trouble next year. We would one injury to Shawnee Maguire, and the whole thing is kerfucked straight out the gap, And no, we need like no, like just no.
What about the lead and harps? Success.
No, like no. Christ, lads, come on.
Come on.
You're Decky Athlone. Are we beating these lads and by how much?
Here's the thing, right? And you've got to remember this now, Dan. If they didn't beat, like, and they did beat us, so it's like, well, that's the only game we've lost all year. We could be sitting here, and Jack Doherty missed a great chance that night. We could be sitting here, sweating out the last 2 games for £1,000 for Marymount Hospice, like. And people laughed at me when I did that bet, but it's like it kills me. That one defeat in that loan kills me. Again, it depends on what team he picks. It depends on the attitude, how much they want it, etc. It's a game we should be kind of, Scotty's talking about battering them and maybe making a statement. I think it's there has to be a touch of revenge. All right, last time we came up here, we were beaten. We want to correct that. It's probably hard to motivate them with 2 games left. But look, we'll see what happens. But I'd be honest with you, I wouldn't be having any money on it one way or the other, to be honest with you, because I think it's just too random as to what kind of a performance Cork City would put in.
Give us a match prediction then.
4-1 Cork City.
5-0.
Pacing himself laughing.
Dyke Steele hat-trick.
Dyke Steele hat-trick?
Yeah. Majestic Dyke Steele.
I thought you were going to say Cian Murphy now with the winner, to be honest, man.
Yeah. Eat your words. If it did, it wouldn't you?
I guess so.
No.
Is that the end of the pod? Is that the end?
I think it is. What are
you going to Noel Mooney? You're going to Noel Mooney?
Will we save it?
Do Noel Mooney. Go on, give Noel a spin. Go on, give him a spin.
Give Noel a spin, yeah. We need a
We've
song,
heard-
like.
Oh, do we have words? Do we have?
If we don't have it, we can't play it.
We have to find it. Oh,
Myself.
What was that?
Now this is chicken talk. This is what they say when the chickens they do laugh.
It's definitely
how
there.
could we? Oh, hang on. Sorry, it's just got initials.
Where do you go, my lovely? Where do you go? I wanna know, my lovely. I wanna know, where do you go? I wanna know.
What a tune. Noel Mooney, born 12th December 1976 in London. Mooney started his career at Limerick before moving to Cork City, playing 103 league games. He fought it out with Biscuits Phil Harrington for the number one spot, which he made his own, where he helped Cork City capture the FAI Cup in 1998, defeating Shells after a replay. That Derek Collin goal in the late in the game, like 75th minute or something, wasn't it? He wanted to play for Shamrock, back to Limerick, and was instrumental in keeping Shamrock in the Premier Division in 2004. Following his retirement at Limerick in 2007, he was appointed as new commercial director. The head of marketing communications at the FAI. He moved on to being the head strategic development officer at UEFA, interim head of the FAI for 6 months, and currently he is now the CEO of the Football Association of Wales. He, for Cork City, won one FAI Cup, one League Cup, and in Limerick he won one Munster Senior Cup. And you can find him on Twitter at Noel Mooney 13, and that is Noel Boing Boing Mooney.
Where do you go, my lovely? Where do you go? I wanna know.
Scotty, one question before we go, and I know it's Dan's job to ask the questions, but would you consider Noel Mooney's career off the pitch more successful than his on-pitch career?
Oh, definitely. It has to be, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so too. I think it has to be, yeah.
But yeah, that's a good shout, actually. Do you think he'd be at the FAI at some stage? Would you actually bring him to the
So
FAI?
he was there for the 6 months. Like you would have you would have probably thought that. But I know he was on loan from UEFA or seconded from UEFA.
Was he there when we had the whole issue with the?
I have a feeling. I can't say for definite. Oh, I genuinely don't know. But like Niall Quinn was there. Yeah, imagine being more famous because your wife did a washing powder ad back in the day.
What?
Niall Quinn, that's what he's best known for. His missus doing the Daz ad, wasn't it, back in the day? Washing powder. It was a parcel. One of those anyway.
2019, he was at the FAI, so I'd say it's probably about right.
2019.
That's when we went in with the. That's when we had the meeting in the Metropole. It was just before COVID. Remember?
Yeah.
We had the meeting about.
Yeah, things. Meeting about
Mad,
things.
isn't it? Yeah.
Looking back.
That's Noel Mooney. Good keeper, I must say. Like, I remember his first game, he came on, everyone was laughing the way he was running, but he was a fine keeper. Fine keeper.
He was. He was a good keeper. He was a good keeper.
We always had great keepers in those days. I think Mick Devine took his place in the end, which is, I think, is still our best keeper ever. What a keeper. And Noel Mooney has hair again. Did you notice that?
He's what?
He's got hair.
Let's hope for yet, Wayne.
No, I'm gone past it, unfortunately.
Would you go to Turkey?
No hope for Wayne.
No. For my teeth.
Well, if you... For anything.
No, I enjoyed my hair a bit too much when I was younger.
Is that the reason it fell out? You enjoyed your hair a bit too much?
I'm sure I've said it before. I went into a bar, I won't name it again, barbershop in Cork and got my hair bleached. And literally the next day there was bubbles, warts, everything just coming out of my head. And it just absolutely destroyed my scalp. And I'd lost my hair in about a year, I'd say.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I went to get bleached. It was about the third or fourth time. I bleached my hair since I was, 16, 17. And it was because it was the 90s. It was, anyone listening now, it was cool back then, trust me. Didn't look cool, but it was. But yeah, I came out one day and in my head, it was like first degree burns, I'd say, in my head, and it just destroyed my fucking roots, I'd imagine.
Christ.
They've reopened since, so be careful, people out there.
The dangers of bleaching your hair in Cork City.
Yeah.
Before we log off, if you haven't done it already, and I don't know why you haven't, go vote for us in the Football Content Awards. The voting closes on the 13th. So, just help us out. I'll be putting them up on the stories. I'll be putting them up on Twitter.
Yeah.
I'll be plaguing you now for the next week on the socials. But look, just do it. You can vote multiple times on some devices.
And we're going to video the whole lot from there. We're going to have a chat. We're going to have a YouTube video. We're going to have our Instagram up. The whole lot from start to finish. It's all going to be recorded. So just vote for us, because it'll be better if we win.
Or if we win. I feel like you were joking about the speech earlier, maybe. But like, it'll be...
Serious, Dan.
I'm sure you. Serious. Wayne doesn't joke about such things, Dan.
Yeah. So go vote.
Commie.
Leicester Square. I do have to in the morning. We're like this every week now at this stage. It's like we can never end the pod as well.
Yeah, it drags on.
We hit like an hour 15.
It's only a couple of weeks left.
Adios.
Adios.
The next episode will be available very soon.